One of our favorite and we feel underrated scenes from The Leftovers is one of the earlier ones from season 2, episode 1. And this is a scene where we meet the Murphys for the first time. And on first watch, you think this is a really kind of cute family scene, but when you rewatch it and knowing what has happened and transpired in season 2, you should realize there's a lot more bubbling underneath the surface.
Yeah. If you want to look specifically at one little part, there's the thing where John is a heavy sleeper. They go upstairs to wake him up, can't wake him up.
John, it really is amazing.
Start stacking the books on top of him. It's like this intimate look at family life. You know, maybe being a heavy sleeper is a little quirk of John's.
Are you serious?
But I think that it symbolizes how oblivious he is. He has no idea what's going on with his family. Michael, his son, is secretly meeting with his grandfather. His wife, Erica, is about to leave him. She's got a go bag ready. She's digging up secret birds in the forest. And then most importantly, his daughter, Evie, she is cavorting with the guilty remnant, and she's about to fake her departure.
Right, and Evie, on Evie's note, we got that scene right before that family scene too, where she's with her two friends, and they're just totally silent, easy to miss.
Yeah, when I first watched it, I was like, oh, they must be tired after swimming. But I guess, yeah, I think it definitely means that they're silent because that's what the guilty remnant does.
So John, as a heavy sleeper, I think is also deliberate. That's a deliberate portrayal because there's a parallel between that and is there someone else that we know who sleeps with a lot?
Kevin Garvey, who's sleepwalking, and yeah, he's slept through a lot more shit than John has.
Right, an earthquake, his own suicide. So John and Kevin they're paralleled, and it's not just the sleeping too. Kevin also has a son and a daughter, and what we also know is that Kevin had his family relationships totally went to shit in season 1. Has not happened yet with John in season 2.
It's about to. Things are about to topple over, just as the books topple over.
Just like the books. And finally, Kevin came from Mapleton, New York, where there were departures. But Jardin didn't have any departures.
Yeah, it was saved.
Yeah, it was saved.
Spared, whatever.
But Kevin and John, despite that, they kind of go through the same journeys.
Yeah, and kind of end up in the same place.
Yeah.
That you look at the end of the season, John shoots Kevin come back to life, and John's like, I don't understand what's happening.
I don't understand what's happening.
And Kevin's like, me too. So they got this bro relationship going on. I think that, more significantly, Kevin kind of helps him on this emotional journey where John has, so John, I don't know what's going on. He didn't know what was going on in the beginning. Now he kind of got the light bulb. But when Kevin comes back to life, it's like a little miracle. And it shakes up John's no miracles in miracle worldview.
There are no miracles in miracle.
And that worldview is also like his emotional anchor. He's got a lot of anger, and he's beating people up, burning houses down, and that's the way he keeps things steady. That's how he anchors himself. And then Kevin messes all this up, but then he bears the brunt of all this anger, and yet Kevin comes back. I think it helps John with this emotional breakthrough.
I mean, Kevin, in almost a way, is like an emotional messiah for John.
Oh, yeah. You could put it that way.
Right. I mean, similar to the New Testament Jesus, where Jesus bore the brunt of humanity's sins. Kevin bore the brunt of John's anger.
Yeah, although, that between the gap of 2 and 3, we know that Laurie helps him through a lot of his issues. So you could argue that maybe not. But I do think that Kevin is like the source of the emotional breakthrough for John.
Right, and that's
That's
also
a big moment for him.
and that's repeated
realizing
again in season 3 when John literally becomes the disciple of Kevin,
You can't just be going through all of this for nothing, man.
who they think is potentially
Kevin,
a
that's
little
Jesus.
Messiah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not fucking Jesus.
I'm not saying you are, but the beard looks good on you.
So that's a lot that we've gleaned from just like a tiny little sleeping scene, and that's why it's one of our favorite scenes.
Yeah.